Hello guys, my name is Martina and this is my channel. So today I'm gonna show you my everyday makeup routine during this crazy pandemic. I'm gonna show you how I do my makeup every day to go to work or to go wherever really. This is how people usually see me. This is how I usually look every single day. It's kind of a simple look. It has no foundation, no baking, no contour, so it's a pretty simple look that you can rock even while having to wear a mask. So the first thing I do after washing my face, I just washed my face, is putting on toner. I love toner. It's probably my favorite skincare product. Honestly, I feel like I could live without moisturizer but not without toner. I just love it so much. I usually use rose water, but right now I'm gonna use the Fenty Skin Fat Water. Then I put on some moisturizer, not every day, but I'm trying to use the Fenty Skin products every single day. So I'm gonna use the Fenty Skin moisturizer, which is called, I don't know. I don't use a lot of moisturizer. I only use a tiny amount because my skin does get oily during the day, so I tend to not moisturize it too much because I don't want it to look greasy. I'm also gonna put on some eye cream. This is by the Inky List and it's the caffeine eye cream. Okay, so my face is clean and toned and moisturized, and now it's time for concealer. I don't really use foundation. I don't like how my skin feels with foundation. I only use it in like very rare occasions, like if I go to an event and I need to look perfect and flawless. But for my everyday makeup, I don't really use foundation. I sometimes use a BB cream. I used to use BB creams before all the quarantine thing, all the coronavirus thing. I haven't really used a base product except for concealer and powder in months because every time I go out I need to wear a mask. So I mean, wearing foundation under a mask is just gonna be a hot mess because the face mask is just gonna remove the foundation like from the nose or from the cheeks, so it doesn't really make sense, you know. Once you take the mask off, the foundation's gonna look messy, it's gonna look patchy, you know. I'm just not into that. So I just use concealer and I put it on my eyelids to just cover my little veins I have on my eyelids because they're very visible. And I'm using the NYX HD concealer in the shade Fair. I like putting it on with my fingers because it just blends better. There's a plane flying. Anyway, I like putting it on with my fingers because I just think it sticks to the skin better, and also the heat from the fingers helps it blend out. I don't use a lot of concealer on my eyelids because my crease tends to crease a lot during the day, so I only put like a thin layer, especially on the inner part of my crease where I know it's gonna crease. Now I'm taking a small brush and I'm using the Fenty Beauty Loose Powder in Lavender to set the concealer. Now I'm taking the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, always in the shade Fair. I don't love this concealer because it's kind of dry, it's kind of thick, and this shade is actually not my shade because it's too yellow for me. It's different from the other fair shade in the NYX HD concealer. They're two different shades. They're both called Fair, but this one is way more yellow. I'm gonna show you. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but this is like way more yellowy and this is a bit more peachy. It looks more natural, but I'm still gonna use the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer just a little bit on my dark circles, and then I will go over it with the HD concealer. I'm also gonna put a little bit of the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer next to my nose because I tend to get pretty red there. Now I'm gonna go on my dark circles with the HD concealer as well. I like to layer my concealer, like I put on a very small amount and then I blend it out and then I put some more, blend it out. Just, you know, I like working on it little by little so that it doesn't look cakey. Also, the fact that I don't wear foundation and that I don't really like wearing foundation doesn't mean that you shouldn't wear foundation, because, you know, I have a type of skin, you might have a different type of skin, and I also don't have much discoloration. I don't have like a lot of blemishes, so I don't really need a base like that. It just makes my skin feel heavy. But if you do have pretty noticeable discoloration, or maybe you have, you know, some red pimples or any kind of blemishes that you don't want to show, of course you're totally free to wear foundation. This is just my personal preference. If I'm not gonna wear a mask, like if I know I'm just gonna go to like my boyfriend's house or a friend's house where I'm not gonna wear a mask, then I will also put a little bit of the HD concealer on my nose, because my nose is a bit red. But I'm probably going to wear a mask today, so I'm not gonna put any concealer on my nose because it will just be lifted from my nose if I wear a mask, and it will just look patchy, you know. So I'm taking the Fenty Beauty powder again, and I'm gonna set the concealer under my eyes. I usually blend it out a bit more before setting it because my concealer area creases so much. Like if I don't set it immediately, it will just start creasing in like less than a minute. So I blend it first a bit more and then I set it immediately. I usually do a little bit of soft baking, so I put a lot of powder under my eyes, not as much as you would with actual baking. So I just put this amount of powder under my eyes, and I usually just wait for maybe a few seconds to a minute, and then I just remove it, because my eyes are so watery. So if I bake or if I soft bake but I leave the powder there for over a minute, my eyes will probably get super watery and the tears will just mess the whole concealer and powder situation. So I usually have to work pretty fast and remove the excess powder after less than a minute. I'm also putting the same powder on the sides of my nose. Now, since my skin does get a bit oily during the day, and since wearing moisturizer also makes my skin a little too shiny for me, I'm taking the Can't Stop Won't Stop powder foundation from NYX, and this is in the shade Fair. And I'm taking a big powder brush, and I'm just gonna use this kind of pressed powder foundation as a setting powder basically. So I'm not really gonna use a lot. Powder foundations are usually very light coverage. They don't really work as a liquid foundation or a cream foundation. They just kind of even out your skin tone. So that's what I'm using it for. I'm using it to basically kind of blot and mattify my skin and also unify the color of my skin a little bit. I really just use it like a powder. I mean, if you apply it with a sponge, it's gonna have way more coverage, but if you just apply it with a big powder brush, it will just work as a slightly tinted colored powder. The next thing I do is eyebrows. I'm taking this Kiko eyebrow pencil. This is the shade 5. I'm using the little brush it has to just, you know, kind of shape my eyebrows. I'm not gonna sharpen it yet because I usually start from here, and I like to sharpen it only when I'm gonna work on the lower part of my brows. So I always start from the top of my eyebrows and I just draw kind of like a straight line. Now I'm actually gonna sharpen it and make it more pointy so that I can really draw a very defined line on the bottom part of my eyebrows. An eyebrow product I really like is also the Fenty Beauty eyebrow pencil. I think it's called the Brow MVP, and I used that one in the shade Soft Red, but it's way more expensive than this one I'm using, so I usually just buy this one, which is like, I think it's like the equivalent of like $7, and it also lasts longer than retractable pencils. I just fill in the bottom part and I draw a straight line. I don't really follow the shape of my eyebrows because it's just not a nice shape. So I draw a straight line here to basically redefine and recreate the shape of the brows, and I do the same on the other brow as well. Then I also redefine the tail of the brows, starting from here and going down. Now that my eyebrows are shaped, I'm just gonna fill them in with the same pencil. I'm just gonna leave the inner part of the brows for last because I'm gonna use a different product to fill that in. So for the inner part of my brows, I'm taking this Essence, the Eyebrow Pen, semi-permanent eyebrow pen, and this is in the shade 2. Yeah, this is like a dark blonde shade, so it's a bit lighter than my usual eyebrow pencil. And I use this because I like the inner part of my brows to be less harsh. I just want them to look a bit more natural. I use gentle light strokes. And the last thing I do when it comes to my brows is I set them with a clear gel. I'm using the Sephora Clear Brow Gel. It's eyeliner time now, and I hope I can get this on camera because I need to focus a lot when I'm putting on my eyeliner. So let's try. I usually use two kinds of eyeliner. I use a pen eyeliner and I usually go for the NYX Epic Ink liner. Let me see if I can find it. The NYX Epic Ink liner. This one. Or I'm also really enjoying this one that I got on Amazon. This is called the QIC 36 Hours Waterproof Eyeliner. And then I also use a liquid eyeliner by Essence. This is called the Liquid Ink. So I always start from a waterproof pen eyeliner. And I start with the lower line of the wing to, you know, kind of give it a first angle. And then I do the same on the other eye. I do this step first with a waterproof liner because if my eyes get watery during the day, this line will prevent the winged liner from smudging. And then I go in with the liquid liner. So this is the Essence Liquid Ink liner. And one thing I think really helps is to draw little dots where you want the liner to go, like the outline of the liner to go, so that then you can connect the dots and get a perfect wing. So now it's time to connect the dots, just like, you know, those children color books. And I'm gonna use the liquid liner to draw the outline of the wing. I like using a liquid liner to do this because it's smooth, you know. The fact that this is not waterproof means that you can also correct it if you make a mistake. Like if you draw the line too thick or too thin, you can always correct it with a Q-tip. While if you use the pen waterproof liner straight away, it will probably just sit there and you won't really be able to correct it, if not by using a makeup remover, which I'm not gonna do. I don't want to do because I already have concealer and powder on my eyelids and I don't want to mess that up. Okay, so the outline of the winged liner is done and I'm gonna go back in with the pen eyeliner. I'm gonna shake it a little bit because I'm running out of product, and I'm just gonna use this liner to fill in the wing. And I like using this for, you know, the most part of the winged liner because it is waterproof, so it will not run down my face, it will not smudge during the day. So I basically just use the liquid non-waterproof liner to draw the outline because it's smoother and it just works better for me, and you can also correct it. Now, I always use a waterproof black pencil to line my upper waterline. You don't have to do this, but in my case, I'm not sure you can see that, but if I look straight, you can usually see a little bit of my waterline. Not all people have this. Most people's upper waterline doesn't really show, but in my case it does, and I don't like it because once I do my lashes, you will just see this little part and I don't like it. So I use a black pencil, and I usually use a waterproof one to just kind of, you know, fill in my upper waterline. So I just line it like this. If you're new to this and you want to try it, just know that it won't be a very pleasant thing because it's usually pretty annoying. Like, it kind of hurts the first times you do it, but once you get used to it, you won't even feel it. I'm probably looking crazy right now. Now I'm gonna use a tiny bit of mascara on my upper lashes and a bit more on my bottom ones because I am gonna wear fake lashes. The reason I love wearing fake lashes is simply because my natural lashes kind of suck. They are very, very straight. They're just straight, like super straight. Like, even if I curl them with a lash curler, they won't really hold the curl, and some of them will stay straight even if I curl them. They're also not very long, so those are the main reasons why I love wearing fake lashes so much, because they just make my makeup look so much better and my natural lashes don't really help. So I'm just putting on a little bit of mascara on my upper lashes. I don't really use much on my upper lashes because I am gonna wear fake lashes, so you don't really need a lot of mascara on here. I'm gonna put a lot more on my bottom lashes. This is the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. Now, I have tons of different pairs of lashes. I usually like wearing pretty dramatic ones. The ones I'm gonna use today are from Amazon. This is how they look. And these came in a set of 2 different styles of lashes, and I usually do not spend much on lashes. I really like finding very cheap lashes that look great, so I usually buy my lashes from Primark or Amazon. My favorite lash glue of all time is the Huda Beauty Lash Glue, this one. It's black in color, which I love because it doesn't leave whitish or bluish residue. It also holds the lashes in place all day long. I do have watery eyes, so the issue I have with most other lash glues, like the dual lash glue or any other kind of lash glue, is that my inner corner of the lashes will lift, and that just looks so ugly. I just hate when fake lashes lift from the corners. This is the only lash glue I absolutely adore. I've never had any issue with it. It's also fast drying, so I just put a small amount of lash glue on the lash band. You gotta be careful though with this glue because it's very, very liquid, so you don't want to squeeze the tube too much or a lot of product will come out. I'm gonna wait for the glue to dry down for about 15 seconds. I usually start applying the falsies on like my outer corner, and then for the inner corner, which is the most troubled part in my case, I usually take the tube of the glue and I use the back of it to basically push down the lash band on my inner corner, and that makes the lashes stick to my eyelids. I also kind of keep pushing the lashes down, so when I feel that the glue has dried down enough and the lashes are in place, I'm gonna move on to the other lash, and I'm just gonna repeat the process. If the lash band is a bit hard, I like to kind of shape the lash by bending it. You know, sometimes putting on fake lashes kind of messes up my winged liner because the glue tends to pull the skin a little bit while it dries. So sometimes, well, it's looking pretty good right now, but sometimes the glue from the fake lashes messes up my eyeliner. So if that happens, I just wait for the glue to completely dry down, and then I take my pen eyeliner and I just go in a little bit to fix the line. If I want to make my skin look a bit better, a bit more alive, I also use a little bit of cream blush. This is by Fenty Beauty, and it's the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush in the shade Summertime Wine. I just take a little bit with my fingers and I just blend it on my skin, you know, just to give my cheeks a little flush of color. If I want to look a little more, you know, a little more glam, even while wearing a mask, I will also put on a little bit of highlighter. Highlighter is probably one of my favorite makeup products, along with eyebrow pencils and liners. And today I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter in the shade Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. As you can see, I love this. I do have many different highlighters. I have Glow Kits by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have multiple Fenty Beauty highlighters. I just have a ton of highlighters. But I really love this one because it's not too much. It's the right shade for me. It's not too glittery, but it's also very shiny. It's the perfect everyday highlighter for fair to light skin tone like mine. Then, because we are wearing masks to go outside, I'm not really wearing any lipsticks at the moment. I haven't worn lipsticks in months except for special occasions. So I love wearing a little bit of lip gloss or a lip balm so that my lips can stay, you know, very plump and hydrated under the mask. I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty Petal Pow Lip Mask. This is a clear lip balm slash mask, and it makes my lips so soft. It just feels so nice. I also really like the smell, so I'm just gonna put some of this on, you know, just to keep my lips hydrated, and I spat. Just to keep my lips hydrated and looking kind of shiny. So this is the final look. It's a very simple everyday look, but it's still kind of glam, you know. If you love makeup and you don't want to look too simple, too basic, I think this is great. You know, it's a no foundation look, no lipstick, no contour, so it's simple but still glam, still cute, still pretty. And I think it's just a great look to rock in the middle of a pandemic, when you have to wear masks outside, when you can't really do a full face of makeup like you normally would. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. This is my everyday look. This is what I do almost every single day to go to work or just to, you know, go out, running errands and stuff. And I like it. I feel confident with this look. And also, when I go outside, like maybe when I go to the supermarket and I'm wearing a mask, the cashiers always compliment my eye makeup and my lashes. So I guess it works. I guess people like it too. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.